Good morning and welcome back to the Rising Superstream, where my mic is not in the right position and there's a weird pain in my throat. How are you guys doing? Hopefully not throat painy like me, because let me tell you, this is not a fun feeling. Why didn't I set up my microphone? Now it's set up. Don't have to worry about anything anymore. Today, we're continuing to play No More Heroes. Travis Strikes Again, not Strikes Back. A big mistake you should never make. The game is actually starting. I know this looks like a black screen, and it's suspicious. There we go, perfectly. Nothing suspicious about the black screen. Perfect. Nothing weird about black screens at all. How are you guys doing? I sound fine? Good. I'm glad I sound... I feel like I sound fine, too. There's just this weird, like, I guess scratchy pain, like, you know, like an area that almost feels dry, like, near the back of my throat. Saniel asks, quick question, did you get those copyright claims taken care of? For anyone who missed it, and I don't blame you for missing it, on the Tohovania 2 video I recorded the other day, which if you're a YouTube watcher, you can check out on Twitch right now. I got 19 copyright claims. Like literally every song in the game popped a copyright claim, so yeah. I submitted a like counterclaim on a handful of the songs, and they have a month to reply to those, and if they reply positively, then I'll put a counterclaim for the other 15. Isn't all Toho free to use? I mean, yes, but if they compose new tracks, then they can do whatever they want with them, including sell them or get a company to protect their, copyright, which seems to be the case, so whatever. CVP asks, did you find Jean? So for anyone who may have remembered or forgotten, Jean has a little location ticker in the middle of the screen here. So right now Jean's in Electric Thunder Tiger 2, which was the first video game. I actually went back into Electric Thunder Tiger 2, and I just sort of started playing from the beginning, which was a bad idea, because like 25 minutes into the stage, I was like, wow, this is boring. I should have just jumped to the bit where I thought she was, because replaying these stages with the length they are is not it's not great. You kill the enemies way faster when you're leveled up, but yeah. I keep saying Jean, you're right, Jeanne. I don't know, it doesn't matter, I'm gonna say Jean. But whatevs. Anyway, we're about to head into the third game. Oh, no, we're not actually. We're about to head into the second visual novel section. It's true, right. We're not actually there yet. Yeah, there was a new patch that came out today, PK something. I saw that on Twitter. I downloaded it beforehand. New Game Plus and new t-shirts were added, apparently. So, yeah. I hear there's a Jet Set shirt coming in a while, sometime in spring. That's cool. Need to get a Zubaz shirt. Believe me, I tried. But clearly I need to try harder if we need to get a Zubaz shirt into this. Okay, let's go into Travis Strikes Back, the real game. And let's jump into that second section. Jay Early says, man, this game bleeds style. Too bad it's not great, ? It's good, but just sections are overly long. And that's kind of tedious. I suppose if we hit continue, we'll be fine. Yeah, there we go. We're fine. Magic Tiger of the Mound. Ah. Yes, the Magic Tiger of the Mound. Right. Saniko says, man, it is really hard to get into the silver case. Yeah, I have a couple friends who bounced off of it immediately. It definitely is a bit of a wall. Most of these gamers bought this game expecting a goddamn action game. So they don't want a buttload of text. You worried about our Metascore? You scared of gamer reviews? Scrap the plans for that big hole number 3. Yeah, there's a PS4 port of Silver Case Conrun plays. It's a nice port too, so. Ah, Eternal Organic Battle. Who hasn't played the EOB series? Raise your hand. I assume we're gonna get to play the EOB series soon. I think that's where this is going. Yeah, who needs a gab? I also called this game Travis Strikes Back for the longest time, so don't feel bad. Oh no, we're looking for coffee and donuts, of course. We're not looking for... Of course, right. We don't need that game. EOB is not on the death drive, I guess. Yeah, this is a Texas-ass dude. What are those things called? Those collar things that they're not ties, but they're worn like a tie, and they have that thing in the middle through which the strings are pulled or whatever. How does that? What are those? A bola tie? Is that what it is? Interesting. I don't own many of those. So I'm not... I don't own any of those. Oh, a bolo tie, actually. Okay. Interesting. I had no idea. Huh. Turns out the owner knows me. Oh, yeah? Oh, he'd seen the assassin ranking fights on pay-per-view. That's charming. He paid $3 million per fight. Whoa. This might be minor spoilers, but like I recently, well, like the reason I'm bringing it up might be minor spoilers, but I recently saw the movie Escape Room with my girlfriend, which is a Sony Pictures film where you watch people try to escape from this horrible escape room. And it's tacky and it's exactly what you expect, and it's like Saw but with less gore and more escaping. And it was like thoroughly enjoyable. I super recommend it, even though it's like kind of schlock. It was really fun. So he wants to make Badman's dream come true. So I guess he knows because he tuned in, but the fact that Travis is asking why does he even know makes me think that maybe that's not the link. Oh, and Badman played for the Astros. Ah, I see. Nigel McAllister, the legendary pitcher. Wait, is that... What was the dude's name who starred in Diabolical Pitch, which was Suda51's Kinect baseball game? I don't remember, and it doesn't seem like there's a quick resource for that on the internet. But they made a baseball game for Kinect, and it's pretty cool. It works exactly as well as you'd expect. It's cool conceptually. Yeah, I never thought we'd get more Badman characterization either, Jaden Sai. Just the right amount of text. Your Metascore just went up 5 points. Nice. Yeah, it was for the 360, so you do need a 360 Kinect if you want to play it. And there was no physical release either, so... Yeah, Diabolical Pitch, it's called. Yeah, that was dramatically shorter than the first one. Not to say the first one was bad, but that was kind of a big criticism walking away from the game last time, was like, it's going too hard either way. Every sequence is just too long. I wonder if the games will continue to clock in around an hour, because the first two were like almost exactly an hour each, so... Suda does have a character named McAllister, like other than Batman. Coffee and donuts. Oh, you know what? I recognize the logo for Coffee and Donuts actually, so I think I know like what this game's deal is. I think it's a mystery game. How is this game? Worth the 30-some bucks? I think the price for the game is good, honestly. In Canada, it's like $37. I don't know what it is in the States. Oh shit! Jaden Sai says, indeed, Diabolical Pitch's protagonist is Alistair, who ruins his arm in the 3rd season. Damn. Ito McAllister is a hotel owner from Flower, Sun, and Rain, and he returns as a ghost in Killer 7. So there is just a McAllister in Diabolical Pitch. I see. Interesting. That seemed too specific to not be the case. Wow, this reminds me of like PC game CG openings in the 90s. Wow, this is very on brand. I'm super impressed with this. That was really nice, actually. That felt just right. I need to go back and watch the opening for the first game, because I did miss that, as some people pointed out. I guess I must have hit a button and skipped it or some such, but was that a reboot intro? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, some of the quality was reboot-like. Oh, there's Batman. Haven't seen him warp in yet. Oh, I like their portraits. They look just right with like the limited color palettes they would have to use for those sorts of portraits. Okay, let me actually go forward first, since clearly there are locked rooms all over the place. Oh, VSTPNV actually says it doesn't show the OP for the first game when you start for some reason. Oh, okay. So that's very easy to miss, I guess, then. Okay, thank you for pointing that out. Brian Buster Jr. In the pre-release material, I kept reading that as Brain Buster Jr. Okay, so let's just figure out the mansion then, I guess. This is a really nice track, I agree. Okay, there's a bathroom over here. Otherwise, I guess let's just get to it. Detectiving. Yeah, I imagine they bring Badman into this level just because he has dialogue and stuff. Because you're right, they hadn't done that up till now. So that's him, right? The desert and the forest. Okay. Okay, so let's go find some key items, I guess. So when they said desert, beyond the desert and forest, I wonder if we're actually going to step through the doors and end up in desert and forest areas. Yeah, maybe that's where we're loading to now. Or if the bugs were just going to be in the mansion, but it seems like this might be... Oh yeah, there we go. In the desert. Oh, 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 that frame rate. Okay, we're good? We're good. It's streaming in a little rough there for a few seconds, but now it's totally smoothed out. I played this a little bit in handheld mode on the Metro the other day, and I do have to say that in handheld mode the game does look a little blurrier. It is a fairly sharp-looking game, but yeah, definitely in handheld the resolution of the area that occupies the majority of the screen is a little compromised. It's not bad or anything, it's just not quite as sharp as this. Because honestly, in these sections, the game, I think, is a looker. They get the bad frame rate of the era. Don't forget to level up. Yeah, I think right now I'm good on XP. Because when I was playing between sessions, I remember not having enough, so... I still like Bug Street Boys. Okay, we got the coffee. Oh good, we don't have to walk back. So I can check my XP, but I think I'm... Yeah, I'm like not even halfway. I might be a bit quiet compared to game. Okay. Let me dial up. Dial in. Do they talk to each other if you play the game in co-op? I actually have no clue. Probably not. Like, I don't know. I know there's different dialogue if you're playing as Badman. It seems like a lot to have a third set of dialogue for if you're playing as both, but, you know, then again, if they went as far as to have two already, then maybe they've got three, honestly. So I assume this is going to lead me to the forest? Yeah. Mansion reminds me of the Fall Part 2. Yeah, the Fall Part 2 has a cool mansion section early on. Oh, no, more desert. Okay. The Spielbug. Okay. Conlon Plays says it reminds me of Clock Tower. I'd like to play the first Clock Tower at some point. I've seen it on Game Center CX. And I kind of know the deal. The only one I've ever played was Clock Tower 3. And Clock Tower 3 was interesting. I definitely can tell it was different, but I wasn't in love with it or anything. Oh yeah, is Clock Tower 2 good? I honestly have no idea. I think you're being sarcastic, but I honestly have no idea. So you could really be fooling me here. It's okay? Okay. Oh no, the game is hell. Getting conflicting answers here. The game is either okay or hell. It'd be neat if all the attacks, like the special attacks, had things that Travis yelled out. Like, I kind of miss hearing stuff like strawberry on the shortcake and shit. Not that the Gundam things aren't cool, because they are. I think that's actually pretty dope, even as a non-Gundam fan. But I just miss his old move names. Yeah, even though I don't know a whole lot about Clock Tower, like, I do think it's a fucking amazing game. Just from what I saw on Game Center CX, like, it looks like an absolute classic. I don't know if there's anything up on that side. Can I make that jump if I jump to that edge? No. Like, it almost looks like you could. God, almost. Okay, let me see that new skill as well. With the A button, not the B button. It's important. I can probably get rid of my dash chip for this stage. Oh, I got a couple. Create a doppelganger to draw an enemy. That seems useful. Atlas chip. Throw a bomb that sticks to enemies or walls. Explode. Okay. I'd be down to try that. Someone pointed out mid-air dash. Can you air dash? I actually don't know. You cannot air dash. You cannot do any of your skills in the air. Yeah, and you don't get any momentum from it either, so... Let me try out that bomb one. Atlas chip. Big Sputnik. Bage. Big. Bagu. Maybe it's Bagu. Because like Bagu in Japan, maybe like bug. I don't know. So there's the bomb. It explodes over time. Wow, that looks really good. That does a shit ton of damage. Okay, we got donuts and coffee now. I haven't gone to the forest at all, so I still don't know what the deal is with that, but... Yeah, I think the dash is really fun, VSDPNV. Particularly in the previous level, I thought the dash was useful as well, just to get around quicker and avoid the heads a little bit. I feel like that dialogue there was just to remind me what's up. Like, I almost feel like they added that after test players forgot what was going on. Catherine, coffee goes best with Japanese sweets called Shiratama Anmitsu. Try it, you'll be amazed. Okay, if you say so. Are donuts and cops a thing in Canada? That stereotype, yeah, it also exists in Canada for sure. Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts just pulled out of Canada, as far as I know. But they sucked anyway, so... We have Tim Hortons, but honestly, Tim Hortons sucks now. Like... No, I have nothing good to say about Tim Hortons. Like, I'm trying to come up with... There's nothing good to say. The food's cheap, I guess. Tim's used to be better. They used to bake all the donuts, well, all the bakery goods on site, which was fucking good and great and awesome. And then at some point they switched to, at some point when they were bought out by that food company that I always forget their name that owns Wendy's and shit, they switched to like frozen, and they shipped over frozen donuts and just prepared them on site. And like the quality dove really, really hard. Also, okay, so Tim Hortons coffee used to be like a thing. People used to love Tim Hortons coffee, and it was like a big deal. Everyone loved their Tim Hortons coffee. So the Tim Hortons coffee was sourced by like a coffee bean company that made this particular blend, and the blend was of like many different types of beans. So it was very intricate, and trying to emulate it would be very, very difficult, right? Super proprietary. Tim's at some point, after they were acquired by the Wendy's people, and I guess instructed to save money or something or other, they had to re-up their contract for coffee, and the coffee company was offered a smaller amount, and the coffee company actually turned it down. They said, no, like, you guys are making more money than ever on this coffee. Like, no, you guys aren't paying less. That's bullshit, you know? Like, we make this great blend for you. This is what you want to offer? So they turned it down. And Tim's lost their coffee, and McDonald's bought it. So I don't know if it's the same in the States, but Canadian McDonald's coffee used to be terrible, and had a reputation for being terrible, and now people like it, and surprise, surprise, it's because it's the old Tim Hortons coffee. And Tim Hortons ended up having to change to something else, and people don't like it as much. So, yeah. It's a stupid story with a stupid ending. But boy, that's some corporate stupidity. I hate it. It's so dumb. I wish I could still like Tim Hortons, but so many dumb things, and the food quality's worse, and there's no reason to like it anymore. It's double berry cheesecake now. Believe it. Date bayo. Yeah, wonderful hubris indeed. Oh yeah, you know what? That is a good thing about Tim's. You're right. They donate a bunch of money for kids to play hockey. Like, they pay for a bunch of, like, little league teams. You're right, they do that. That is a cool thing that they've always done. A nouvelle bug. That's the Quebec QA industry. Jacques Passois, I've discovered the nouvelle bug. Oh, that probably only opened it for a set period of time. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god. Oh, so I can slow them down and then put a bomb on them, right? Does that slow the bomb down? No, the bomb still goes at regular pace. Nice, okay. So you can pretty much slam anyone with that. Yeah, I'm pretty much spoiler-free on this game. The only thing I know is that something about the ending or final section is pretty elaborate and very cool, but I don't actually know the details of it at all. Just that, like, the finale is something really special, or the post-game or something. But I don't know anything about it, so... Yeah, this is the Switch version. This is actually the only version of the game, Poland Boulder, so... Are the side-scrolling beat-em-up sections the core gameplay? So the style of gameplay is the core gameplay through and through, as in, like, walking around with Travis like this in 3D space, and using these specific techniques and such. However, the level layouts vary by stage, so this scenario is all like 2D sections. Earlier scenarios were like top-down. The first one was like pretty rote top-down combat. The second one like introduced puzzles into the mix. I definitely wouldn't go so far as to say that Travis Strikes Again is like a collection of like 6 different games or anything. You know, they all feel like different levels in the game rather than that. Oh shit! I actually missed a thing there. I thought up would have been progress. Fuck. Any thoughts on the whole slash while running thing? I feel like this game would be more chilling if you stood still while light attacking. Maybe so, but I feel like it works. Like with the specific design of the game and how there's like a ton of enemies on the screen and stuff, I feel like it totally works to have this like slash running thing. It's definitely like designed around this faster, more mobile combat. And you do have the heavy attacks if you just want to stand and strike, but they really reveal just how vulnerable you are while you're standing still. Speaking of which, I may die. It is odd though, for sure. I've heard a lot of people feel like they're put off by it, and I get it. I don't think that's a weird opinion or sentiment to have at all. Oh shit, yeah, they've disabled my skills. Okay, I really need some life. Please tell me they ditched the motion controls this time around. So when you recharge your beam katana, you hit L3, and you can either shake the controller or use the right stick. When you finish a boss, you get a prompt for a wrestling move, and you can either use the stick or shake the controller in that direction. Oh, if you level up, it will restore your life? Oh shit. I should check if I have the experience for that then. I think I do. Yeah. Clutch level. Yeah, you know, that being said, when we get No More Heroes 3, like, I definitely expect gameplay that's more in line with No More Heroes 1 and 2, so, you know, this being a spin-off and all, I feel like it's okay that they're doing something dramatically different. Yeah, I know, it's crazy that Kingdom Hearts 3 is finally coming out. So pumped. That one I'm still unspoiled on. Except for this one thing that someone I follow felt the need to tweet at me with. It's just a little thing you can see in the game. It's not like a huge deal or anything. But I was just like, why? And then that person deleted it. I was like, thank you. But it was like just a little thing, not like a big deal at all. But I was still just like, why? Yeah, I think I know you know what it is, Hasaniko. It's a very specific thing. So and it doesn't feel like spoilers for the game at all. It's probably just something you see in the Toy Story world, but it wasn't even like, it's not even like a character, it's just, it's an odd thing. And I'm like, okay, neat, I guess. This platforming, by the way, looked really jank in trailers, and it may still indeed look jank. But it actually, in practice, works just fine. Like, it looks a little slipperier than it is, but it's actually not that slippery. For example, when you stop touching the stick in the air, you immediately fall directly down. Like, you don't conserve momentum. So even though Travis looks like he has a bit of an unwieldy jump, it's not really that unwieldy. Actually, I think the thing that makes it look the most unwieldy is the fact that there are no short hops. You can't hold the button down to change your jump duration. You always jump this height. So it looks a little like floatier and harder to control than it actually is. But the reality is this precision platforming is not actually that hard, because you just release the stick in the air and you immediately fall. So I'm trying extra hard to not fall now to demonstrate my point. So No More Heroes 3 isn't going to be for a while. Yeah, well, I mean, if you've waited this long, you can probably wait longer. I doubt No More Heroes 3 has really started to any capacity at all, except, you know, possibly that they're gonna reuse a bunch of art in this game, which they should, you know. This model of Travis is perfectly good. There's no need to make a new Travis model. You know, like... Granted, I'm sure the one we're looking at now is like an extremely low poly version compared to the fancy one you see in some other scenes, like when he's sitting at that table and stuff. Are you gonna do sub-only mode for KH3? I would, yes. I am. So that, okay, that was what that arrow was trying to tell me. I am gonna do sub-only mode for KH3. It's unfortunate, I'd rather have open chat. I'd always rather have open chat, but like, I've come so far, I don't want to trip at the finish line with that, so. Oh yeah, you can't use your super. You have no gauge charge, it's true. Oh yeah, it's true, I do have a healing chip, you're right. Yeah, I should maybe whip that out next time I need it. Into Fanfiction says, honestly, I am more excited for RE2 Remake. I don't blame you, man. The RE2 Remake looks amazing. Like, seriously, it looks like bananas good. I still haven't played the demo. I haven't touched my PS4 in a while, actually. I've just been on a tear of playing Switch games. Ever since New Super Mario Bros. U came out, I've just been playing New Super Mario Bros. U constantly. Oh shit. Oh shit, I jumped as the donut was coming down. And I may be caught in place. Okay, it's going back up. We're good. We're good. There we go, we're good. It buffered my super. I hit R to do a super, like, to try to break out of it significantly before that super happened. And the buffer actually lasted all the way until the donut moved. That's funny. Yeah, RE2 looks amazing though. I'm so pumped to play it. It looks so fun. So, how is Mario U? It's one of those Wii/Wii U games that I just never touched. I know a lot of people are fed up of the New Super Mario Bros. Aesthetic, and frankly, I don't blame you. But I think it's quite good, actually. New Super Mario Bros. U, I thought it's a little plain from start to finish. It never really does anything, like, super special. It's just kind of a decent... Well, it's a good Mario game. Decent is doing it a disservice. It's a very good Mario game, but it's very plain. Again, doesn't really do anything special. New Super Luigi U, on the other hand, I think is like a super fun expansion that builds on New Super Mario Bros. U really constructively. The levels are shorter, dramatically shorter, and you have a 99-second timer. They're also a lot tougher, and you have to play as Luigi. I mean, you can choose to play as Mario, but he plays like Luigi style, so he jumps higher and he, floats and stuff like that. You should play as Luigi for aesthetic reasons, but anyway, New Super Luigi U is like a really constructive addition to it, where it's much faster, it's more frantic, it's more difficult. I don't recommend playing New Super Luigi U necessarily without playing New Super Mario Bros. U. I don't know if it's possible to appreciate how New Super Luigi U changes up the game without playing the base game first. And unfortunately on the Switch you actually can't buy them separately, so you have to get both either way. But I do think it's really good, and I would absolutely recommend it. Also, it's got 4-player co-op the whole way through if you're feeling it, so, yeah, co-op's cool. Yeah, I saw Hunk and Tofu the other day for an RE2, and they look fucking amazing. I love Hunk. He looks so good. It's a bummer that you can't play proper 4-player mode anymore. Oh yeah? Did they change something? Oh, or is it because, like, 2 players have to use Nabbit and Toadette, who are like easy mode characters? Is that what you mean? Oh, so the other side is just separate. Okay. Fanfiction says, me and my brother found a weird bug playing this level. I accidentally pushed my brother through an invisible wall while we were fighting the mini-boss, and it skipped the mini-boss fight and messed up the audio until we turned off the game. That's a bummer, but it's good that it was a quick fix. Oh yeah, so one person has to be either Toadette or Nabbit. Okay, so 3 players can play normal, and then one person has to play with the easy mode. I see. Yeah, I guess that's not perfect. Because yeah, Nabbit is completely broken. I believe he can't take hits. Like, Nabbit can't actually be hurt by anything. But if you choose to use Nabbit solo also, the levels don't mark as, like, completed. They get, like, a little purple mark, I think, on them instead of a blue one. So you kind of have to go back if you want to get, like, your completion stars or anything. So, yeah, Nabbit can only die from falls. Okay, yeah. Toadette, I think, takes hits normally, but when she's Peachette, she can, like, do like a Peach-style float. And I think both of them, when you're swimming in water, you don't have to hit, like, you just move the stick and they'll just swim in that direction, which is a lot easier to control than Mario or Luigi in the water. So, yeah. I feel like there's something in this room. Oh, you can hit your buddy. I didn't know that. Okay, this room will just be a mystery for now. Someone asked a second ago, Oh yeah, it's true. Toadette / Peachette also gets 3 lives off 1-ups. It's true, it's true, it's true. You're right. It turns into a 1-up moon, which is interesting. Commander Joe says, thoughts on Nintendo shutting down Bowsette? Well, the specific context in the game, I think it says only Toadette can pick up a power crown. I think that's specifically what it says. So I am choosing to read that as, in the context of this video game, only Toadette can pick up a power crown. So, you know, I'm still open to the idea that someone else could put them on, but as an instruction for this video game, in this game, the player can only have Toadette pick one up. Actually, so you can actually get power crowns as the other character from like mini games and stuff, and they get tossed into your Super Mario Bros. 3 style inventory. Unfortunately, though, they're basically useless chaff if you're not playing as Toadette, so you end up tossing them as soon as you get a chance to put something else in there. This was the mystery room, right? Yeah, it was okay. But I still choose to believe that someone else could theoretically put on the power crown. Oh, Jean would go in that room. I see, I see. Canonically in the Mario universe, the mushrooms and flowers and such transform everyone. That could help inform the truth. I think so. But granted, I don't think we've seen the effects on like NPCs like Toads and Piantas and stuff like that, so. Oh, the perk to grab enemies and push them also works on your 2-player partner. Oh, neat. Oh yeah, look. And they like auto-target your partners too. Oh, bomb missed or whatever. It's fine. Yeah, 3D World was a fucking amazing co-op game. You're super right. 3D World is so amazing. Like, usually when I recommend the Wii U to someone when they ask like, hey, should I get this Wii U for $100? It's for The Wonderful 101 or Xenoblade Chronicles X or Tokyo Mirage Sessions. But like, do not fucking sleep on 3D World. If you have access to a Wii U, like, holy shit, 3D World is an absolute masterpiece. 3D World is ridiculous. I would actually love for them to re-release it on the Switch just so I could play through it again, like portably. I would love for that to happen. Do I actually have the coffee and or donuts I need right now? The song is so chill. Yeah, the level design in 3D World, I agree, no pun is just really intricate and well thought out. I don't think I do. You say would, like Nintendo absolutely won't port it. Yeah, I think it's likely that they will, but I must have missed something. GDJ says he's been playing as Badman and he feels that the slight statistic difference lends itself to a different playstyle. He feels Badman seems geared to primarily use heavy attacks because he can use the extra damage and is sturdy enough to take more counter hits. His super attacks have different dimensions / hitboxes too. That's cool. There was a door on the floor before previous? Oh shit, maybe I did miss a door then. I really hope though, like besides 3D World, I really hope that they make another entry in the like Mario 3D sub-series, you know, 3D Land, 3D World. 3D Land, I fucking love 3D Land as well. I was one of the poor souls who bought a 3DS at launch when there was really nothing going on, and boy, let me tell you, 3D Land coming out was the moment, was the eye-opening moment where you're like, yeah, shit, dog, here's a fucking must-have game. I think my only issue with 3D Land is like after playing 3D World, it's really hard to go back to 3D Land because the levels are so petite. 3D World really just expanded on it so well. Those Ambassador GBA games were nice at least. Yeah, I mean, I played more WarioWare and Sacred Stones. But I don't know, I hope they do another 3D brand, sub-brand game. Did I ever do this area? Release Paper Mario on Switch, please. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I already did this area. Did anyone notice what I may have missed? Ups to Xenoblade Chronicles for being the only new 3DS game. I think there's a few actually. I think Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. I believe Fire Emblem Warriors requires new 3DS. Formerly, Hyrule Warriors didn't require a new 3DS, but boy is it nasty on vanilla 3DS. Binding of Isaac is new 3DS only, and I think Minecraft as well, I think. Check room 101. Oh yeah? No, 101's still locked. Yeah, I still haven't played Paper Mario Color Splash. I'm sure once we finish all the other Paper Mario games on the channel, we can do Color Splash. And we'll see how that goes. I've heard people express that Color Splash is a lot better than Sticker Star, but is ultimately an improved Sticker Star. So, don't play Color Splash. Oh, well. Yeah, Sticker Star is straight up one of the most disappointing games I've ever bought. Like, I don't think I've ever... Maybe the most disappointing game I've ever bought, honestly. It still bums me out. I remember I knew it was different. I knew it was gonna be different. I remember staying up till midnight to download it first thing because I just could not wait to go to the store in the morning. I needed to play it. And I played it for like 2 hours after it came out. Went to bed pretty late. And I was just so, like, destroyed. I was so sad. Maybe 305? I was so sad. And I ended up slowly playing through it, and I didn't finish it. That game just goes from bad to worse. Like, it's just so disappointing. Yeah, I think this is the area I wanted. Sorry for the little run around trying to find this spot. Oh yeah, here's our mini boss. Purple this time. So he has less masks on than the last one. Color Splash is like, what if alright game, but villains are Bowser and all NPC is Toad? Yeah, right? Is Paper Jam good? Yeah, so Paper Jam's alright. It's definitely a Mario and Luigi game, though, first and foremost. If you're going in expecting a Paper Mario game, you will be disappointed by Paper Jam, like 100%. It is totally not like Paper Mario game. It is good, you know, it's as good as the modern Mario and Luigi's are, which is to say good, you know. Personally, I find them a bit weaker than the originals. That being said, well, no, you know, not the originals, because the second one's weak. The second game is weak no matter how you slice it, Partners in Time. 1 and 3 are just so strong, but 4 and Paper Jam I felt don't hold up. That said, I haven't really played the remakes of 1 and 3, so I don't know where they're at either. I hear they're nice though. RNG and Color Splash is too much. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, they did re-release Superstar Saga. Yeah. And Bowser's Inside Story. Bowser's Inside Story is so fucking good. Nopalin says, man, the Mario and Luigi remakes are the worst things ever. I'm actually really intrigued. I haven't played them. What do you feel makes them worse than the original releases? Because I can believe it. Pariah says, having played neither Mario RPG series, I don't know the difference between the two other than visual style. Like, are they tonally different? Tonally, they're somewhat similar. They have really different approaches to their fantasy, which I think it's hard to express without actually playing it in practice. I feel like Paper Mario was like, let's take the ideas present in Mario games and let's build on those to make a world. Like, when you think of the characters in Paper Mario games, they're all enemy varieties we're familiar with, but they have like character splashed onto them, you know what I mean? Mario and Luigi is more like, what if we, instead of doing that, like just twist the world in the first place? So there's like a bunch of new types of characters we've never encountered, be it the fucking bean people or the shroobs or what have you. And it's kind of about these new characters' interactions with the world. I think it's hard to really nail the differences without playing them, but there is a subtle tonal difference between the two, definitely. Gameplay-wise, they're quite different as well, despite both being RPGs. For example, like in Mario and Luigi games, you control all the characters at the same time defensively in combat. So like an enemy can throw a boomerang, for example, and it'll go towards Mario first and loop back towards Luigi. So you'll have to jump with Mario first and then jump with Luigi after to dodge it. Whereas in Paper Mario, it would just go at Mario and you'd block it. And potentially it would like hit your partner behind you, depending on the context. So the gameplay, like the combat, I would say is a lot more active in Paper Mario. In Mario and Luigi. Paper Mario's combat is like more traditional RPG, although it does still have like button presses and timing necessities, both offensively and defensively. Mario and Luigi like take that to another level. There are some really elaborate defensive sequences in the Mario and Luigi games, especially against like some of the final bosses, where they start like throwing out multiple attacks at the same time. Man, this environment's really nice, this like little castle area. It's cool. Although I wonder what this glowing floor is here. Probably nothing. Oh, guess what? It's not nothing. It's the furthest thing from nothing. No problem, dude. I'm always happy to provide what insight I can. Yeah, Nopalin expresses as well that in Mario and Luigi, a lot of the combat is about like avoiding attacks entirely, whereas Paper Mario is about like mitigating. Yeah, I agree with that as well. Oh, hey, it's Nier Automata. I kind of thought of that too when I saw the forest and the castle. It's a good aesthetic. Yeah, I remember Superstar Saga's final boss being super tough as Hanako. I feel like the door is going to make me exit the area, so I probably shouldn't go through it. So if you hold jump on these, you pop high. So. Oh shit, it's true. I've been missing Nopalin's updates on why the remakes are not as good. It's true. This is such a basic beat. It's so simple, but you know what? It's doing it. Aside from the Miyamotoing of characters, Mostly Toads in the remakes. I find that remakes just have a really dull and less expressive art style. Yeah, that I've noticed for sure. Like, it's colorful and it's more detailed, but it kind of lacks a little bit. I feel you there. Look for the blacksmith. Yeah. Oh no! Oh, good. Right where I wanted to be. Would you consider playing this with Matt? Real talk, we were actually like in the week leading up to release, we were messaging back and forth like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Let's do it together. And then it was like, no, I'm gonna be busy on this day. I'm gonna be busy on that day. And like, I knew my life was going to fall into disarray the moment this weekend came around, because like I'm at Global Game Jam this weekend, all weekend, and then Monday I'm doing nothing. I mean, I have like a little stream, but then Tuesday is Kingdom Hearts 3 for the rest of my life. So we were just like, yeah, this timing isn't gonna work out. Let's just do whatever we were planning on doing on our own. Rumor has it, if you play the two Let's Plays next to each other, they will sync up perfectly? I have no idea. I hear he's cutting some of the longer gameplay moments, which, real talk, I don't think that's a bad choice. His Dante's Inferno LP, which I think was edited by Daisy Del Carmen, I think. Boy, that was edited super well. Like, the editing work on that was real sharp. Really cut out a lot of the chaff that Dante's Inferno is known for. Bug whiz. Yeah, they reduced the requirements for that Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts Union Key Vision Size, so it's quicker to unlock it now, actually, the minigame one. I still have to redeem, it's true. Like, I hit the requirements for it, but I didn't redeem my code yet. I don't know if it's on that. Anything over here? No, okay. Ah, fuck. Oh yeah, I did just fight that enemy on the alternate route? Shit, I didn't realize. You can knock enemies away with the bomb too, and then the bomb will explode over there. I don't know if that's actually tactically advantageous, but... Oh, did I just miss that enemy? Is that like a special thing? Oh well. Because he was colored gold. That means good things. Do you know when Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out? I keep saying the 29th, but is that like 28th at midnight or 29th at 10 p.m.? So, generally speaking, it varies, and there's no like hard rule per game, you know. Store updates on PSN anyway. I'm not super sure for Xbox. Store updates generally happen throughout the day, usually starting sometime around 10 a.m. But for bigger releases, like Resident Evil 2 and like Kingdom Hearts, generally speaking, they do try to have them up with a preload and like available at midnight. Not all games support having like a pre-download and availability at midnight, because to be eligible for like a pre-download, you have to have like you have to be certed way in advance for it, and like it's a whole other complication. But for a game like Kingdom Hearts 3, I would expect you should be able to play it at midnight. Not 100% sure, but just typically for games like that, that's kind of the norm. Let me equip that healing skill and try to get a little bit out of that, because I could really use that right now. Is that Shining? No, that was turn A. Oh, KH Keyblade can't be redeemed until the game comes out. Okay, cool. Then I will not worry about it. Yeah, I forgot that the skills start in their cooldown, so. But anyway, yeah, you should be able to play it at midnight, so. Remember when people were making foreign Switch accounts to play Smash like 6 hours early? I mean, yeah, that's, you know, the thirst gets real strong at release, so. The face you made when that bug happened was your QA face, just the bug detected look. It's funny. Moving platforms, like, depending on how you build your game, moving platforms can be really tricky. Darksiders 2, I think all the issues were ironed out before launch with the elevators in the game, but the elevators in Darksiders 2 were so broken before launch, and it was just how their hit detection was handled that made it a little rough. And you know, they made it work, they fixed it, and I believe they're fine now, but moving platforms can be pretty jank depending on how you make your shit work. Is there any chance that the Japanese version of Kingdom Hearts 3 will have English like Nier did? I don't know. I think there's definitely a good chance, but you'll probably have to Google it. I actually don't know. It's not necessarily a standard, so... Possibly, though, you know, so... Best Kingdom Hearts game. Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, man, like... As much as I love a lot of aspects of Birth by Sleep and Chain of Memories, and I love certain sequences in those other games, like... Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix is just hard to dethrone, honestly. It's a little bit strong. That said, I can't really speak for the original Kingdom Hearts 2. I hear Final Mix is just categorically outclasses it, and there's no real reason to go back, so... Not Kingdom Hearts Key? Oh my god. You saying that just to hurt me, Commando Joe? You saying the thing that you know will hurt me the most? I'm gonna save while I'm down here, actually. Actually, you know, I'm also gonna heal, so... Because I can do that. You know, you actually get a decent amount from this heal. Formerly, I had been using it in combat, so I'd been getting limited amounts of health, but it seemed like I got about 40% of my life there, so that's nice. Yeah, sorry, yeah, so I definitely do feel people with, like, when an exciting game's coming out, you know, the thirst gets real, and they'll, like, jump through whatever hoops they have to play it early. Like, I'm sure some of you guys remember when Nier Automata came out, like, yeah, I bought a huge amount. Oh, right, save restores your life. Well, forgive me for wasting your time. I bought a huge amount of credit for the Japanese PSN store, and we LP'd Nier Automata's Japanese version, like, almost a month before it came out in North America and Europe, so, you know, I feel that. Random question, but when you get the topic for the Game Dev Jam, is it the day it starts or a couple days before? Okay, cool, yeah. So Global Game Jam is coming up this weekend. If you're interested, you can participate from home, or if you check the website, there are jam sites all over the world, and you can possibly find a spot. Nobody is expected to make anything great. Everyone is expected to just see what the fuck they can do in 48 hours. So yeah, for Global Game Jam, there is a theme, and the theme is a guarded secret until the day of. I think 5 p.m. on Friday is when they announce the theme, and that's pretty much when everyone, you know, starts. So yeah, you don't really know much of anything in advance. I like me and the two people I'm gonna work with on Global Game Jam this year. We had a dinner the other night, and we kind of talked about what things we want to work with. So like our artist friend was expressing that, like, last year there was a lot of art that was done that she did for our Global Game Jam project, that unfortunately was just left on the cutting room floor, like that we had anticipated to get in, but it was our first time doing it, and we really underestimated our time, or overestimated our time. So like a lot of her work ended up not being used at all, and that was something that I was like, I really want to correct this, and she was like, yeah, me too. So, and like our programmer was like really interested in maybe doing some voxel art this year, so he was like talking about how he'd like to do that, and I was talking about how I'd like to do maybe a bit more like technical art as well. So, you know, we kind of discussed the things we're interested in working on, and then we're gonna try to work around those things that we enjoy or that we, you know, want to learn. It's a good space to learn though. Like it's really like a no pressure environment with lots of other experienced people and inexperienced people as well, who are all, you know, willing to help and try their best to help you realize whatever thing you're trying to make over the weekend. So Pariah says, Anopanus says, do you think they'd notice if I just sent them a copy of Undertale and changed the name of the EXE? Oh boy, would they. Pariah says, just make the game ahead of time. When you get the theme, rework it with that into the art. Dodge and Dust says the same thing. Spend the year beforehand making games for every different theme possible. Yeah, you know, the themes are, well, I shouldn't say they're usually abstract, because admittedly I've only done it for 1 year. Last year's theme was transmission was the word, and we weren't really too fussed about like making something that was all about the theme, because I mean there's so many different approaches you can take to it, right? Some people take the approach of like we should make something experimental in service of the theme purely, which I think is a really cool approach because you end up with some really interesting things. But for us, we were just like, hey, we're pretty amateur. Let's just make something, even if it's like a light connection to the theme. Let's just make something. So we made like I guess it was kind of like a first-person VR like Overcooked thing, where you were working at like a space level Amazon and like transmitting packages like around the galaxy. It was like a really goofy little thing. Unfortunately, like, because I don't have like the paid Android stuff for Unity, there was no real way for me to like export it, and also it requires, oh shit, that goes up. And also like it requires a Gear VR and like a specific Bluetooth controller, so it wasn't really viable for us to even put it out on like itch.io or anything. Which site are you headed to? I think we're going to be at Concordia Tag this year, which is where we were last year as well. So I can't use my special attacks in the air, so I'm just going to use whatever damage I take on this lift, I guess. Not sure which way is progress here. Oh, that was... Let me heal up. The theme is going to be Yeet. Yo, Yeet would be an easy theme to work with. Abstract ways of throwing things. So I don't know. I'm curious as to the theme. Thank you for the well wishes. Oh, hey Dash Zero, how you doing? I just noticed you were the one sending the well wishes, and that means all the more. Dash Zero is a super talented artist who I've had the pleasure of working with just a little bit a few years ago. He's absolutely... But yeah, thank you guys all for the well wishes. We'll see how it turns out. Wouldn't an amateur-made VR game, especially under time pressure, be really likely to send you to Vomit City? You know, yeah. We went for a control system that just aped Resident Evil 7. And we knew it was going to be a little raw, and we weren't going to have time to get like acceleration done right, seeing as we were doing it all from scratch. But we kind of figured, like, whatever. If you've played VR games before, you'll be fine. If you haven't, then we can only worry about it so much, you know? So there were 2 people I distinctly remember who put it on and pretty quickly after moving took it off, and they were like, this is a bit much. And I was like, you're right, you are right, it's a bit much. Because it was like, it was first person with movement like RE7, including like when you rotate it, like instead of smoothly rotating it, like rotates you in like ticks, because we figured that would be better for comfort for like a game jam setting. But even then, there's only so much you can do for people who like haven't played a lot of VR stuff. Not their fault for getting sick, you know. Triple Crown, Batman only skill. Attack power increases with each beer, but chance of getting drunk, immobilized plus effect resist, also increases with each beer. Oh, cool. So when you're drunk, so you get immobilized, which sucks, but you resist effects? That seems neat. That's a cool one. Should have put dodge rolls and air dashes. Yeah, then people would have thrown up immediately. But it was fun. It was nice. It was really satisfying. I was just coming off of like a big failed project as well, which sucked and was kind of hard for me to deal with, like emotionally and also financially. So it was nice to like go to the Global Game Jam and like be successful as well. We walked away really proud of what we worked on, and I think I've bragged about this like 400 times, but I'm genuinely really proud of it. Like we won an award for it, which was really nice, and it wasn't like first, you know, there was no first place award. They were all just miscellaneous, like you done good ribbons basically. But we were really, really proud of that. So I'm excited to do it again this year. I'm definitely not coming off a big failed project this year either, so we'll just try to have a good time. I know one of the things we want to do this year is like an explicit goal was we'd like to just put it on HIO, like whatever we make, so that people can play it. Because that was a bit of a bummer last year when we were like, okay, how can we release this? And the answer was, we can't. Oh, I missed ramen. Oh well. I'll come back to those. So. Yeah, you know the project, Commando Joe. You were there. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I'm like a little nervous because last year, like, we did. I mean, again, it's not a contest. It's so not a contest. But like last year, we did really well. So all of us, when we met up for dinner to like talk about it, we were like, kind of feels like we're putting pressure on ourselves because we did well last year and we want to do well this year as well. Now we have to live up to that. Kind of just says, yeah, it just sucks to hear it called a big failure. Yeah, it does suck because it was big cool, but you know, whatever. It is what it is, I guess. C'est la vie. Is this where I just came out of? Sorry. No, I don't think so. Can't wait for you to win every award and get first. Yeah, that's how it works. So I'll make sure to do that. Can't have big success without big failure. Yeah, I do agree with that. You know, one thing I've definitely realized over the past few years, working on like secret game projects that I've, you know, talked about but never shown off, is like, there are areas of game development that I'm intimately familiar with. Like, every day of the week, I will stand by, like, I have a ton of experience with shipping games, and I'm good at that process. Like, I've done that at major companies. I know how to do that. That's like something I am a pro at. But the more I've worked on stuff, the more I've gotten to that area of knowledge where you start to understand just how much knowledge you're missing. And definitely, you know, come to realize that some of the things that I thought were a bit more basic than they are not. And probably worked on things that were too big for their own good, because those were the things that I thought would satisfy me. And, you know, even though it's like basic, you know, work on something small, when you're actually there making the decisions, it's hard to make that decision. Even though it should be the easy decision, it's hard to just be like, yeah, let's make something less interesting or smaller or what have you, you know? So, Definitely made some mistakes. I'm actually thinking that in fall I might go back to school for some evening courses to brush up in some areas that I'm weak in, because there's some stuff I'd really like to be able to do that I know I can't, and it bums me out. So. Apocalyptic Express says, you know what? I think I'll take part this year. It's been a while since I took part in a game jam, and it's just a good way to motivate yourself to get something going. It is, so I hope you enjoy it, dude. I'm glad I could help contribute to that, I guess. You know, oh shit, I just wasted my super. You know, if you're out there and you're just thinking about it, or if you're like, I wish I could do that, you know, there's no harm in just using something like RPG Maker with presets, or, you know, like RenP, or, you know, what have you, and just making whatever you can. You know, definitely the spirit of the event is more about learning and, like, self-instruction and, I don't know, experimenting with things you're curious about, rather than coming out the other end with a product or anything. And there's, like, a lot of, like, you know, stories of games that were, you know, that started in game jams and then ended up being these, like, neat games that became commercial and shit, but, you know, you don't have to aspire to that. And, I mean, that definitely shouldn't be an expectation, you know. I do think that this is gonna sound really elitist, and I think this is gonna come off really shitty, but, like, for some people, but, like, I definitely think there's a certain percentage of, like, consumers who, like, aren't really in touch with the idea of, like, experimental games and, like, games that aren't made for money but that are just made for the sake of it, or for the artistry or the study or what have you. I really don't want that to come off as elitist, but I think it's hard for it not to in certain contexts. If you want to see, like, a neat little thing, actually, if you're interested, Rami Ismail from Glanbeer earlier this year, at the beginning of the year, put out a little application on PC called Meditations that I highly, highly recommend, where he got 365 small game developers to make a teeny tiny game each, and every day on Meditations you'll get to play a new game, and you only get to play it for that 24 hours. And then after that 24 hours, it's gone, and you'll have to wait till next year if you want to play it again. So there's a certain element of like, the game's not even, like, you know, fully preserved, and it's, like, really just the art of something spurious, or the art of something, I don't know, inspired by the moment, rather than, like, a product for purchase or anything. It's a really, really neat thing. So if you want to try something, I don't know, if you just want to try something fun every day, it's definitely there. He said on Twitter that he's seen that some people are, like, trying to 100% it, and, like, that, he's like, that was never the intent, but, you know, alright. You know, people who want to see every single game every day. I think that's funny that some people are taking it like that, but that's cool too, you know. I definitely get that. At the beginning I was like, yeah, I want to see everything. And then I missed, like, 2 or 3 days, and I'm like, I'm gonna enjoy what I see, you know, so. Yeah, I am glad the donut came back with me here when I fell, because boy. Yeah, I've had that experience too, wannabe reviewer, with, like, friends being like, hey, indie game isn't worth it because it doesn't have, like, X amount of playtime or whatever, and yeah, that sucks, but I get it, you know. Expectations for commercial reality is different from people who want to, like, get into experimental shit. So I noticed there's a coin down there. Really makes me want to jump down there. Oh my god, it put me back on this side. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. I legit thought it was gonna put me back on that side because I had stood on the ground on that side. Oh, I'm so fucking sorry. To Hit Good actually says, heads up, this is a jump you'll want to do before the platform, look for the coin indicating where to drop. So there actually is something there, but I gotta do it before. Okay, I'll get it this time then. Thank you for letting me know, so it's super confirmed now. Yeah, I don't remember where the exact page is, Level Leon, but there's a page attached to the Global Game Jam website somewhere that is literally for like games people made at the jam and like links to those games, and there's like a few screenshots for each one and stuff like that. So if you want to see like a database of them, it's not 100% exhaustive, and like it's not mandatory to submit your game to that site. Like for example, we didn't put ours on that site because we were like, yeah, we're gonna just like make sure we have a proper Android version that people can play on a variety of devices before we put it on, and then immediately realized like, oh yeah, I don't have the Android exporters and I don't want to pay $500 for them, so I think we made a mistake, you know. But so like ours wasn't on there last year, so it's not exhaustive, but there's like a lot of shit around, so you'll be able to see a good amount. Is that a stale donut? You know, I guess Travis wasn't bouncing on it, so it probably was a stale donut. Yeah. Have you checked out the game Birdsong? It's a really nice game that they made for a game jam. Actually haven't. Let me write that one down. Where's my notepad? Oh, there it is. Birdsong. No, where's my actual notepad? There we go. Fuck off. I'll write that down right below the note that says "Buy Urban Yeti." Too Hit Good says on the topic of the drop zone right there that we just went to. It's not very lenient, so if you miss it, you can't just make it up trying to go around the donut. Yeah, it definitely seems that way. I definitely think, like, maybe you could fall in between the crack there while the donut was just moving, but otherwise, yeah, going around the donut seems like a tricky jump. Why Urban Yeti? Because someone said I should, after it was at HDQ, and I looked it up, and I was like, you know what, I don't really know about this game, so I should. Ooh, right, it's true, I don't have the bomb on anymore. That's okay, I guess I'll just be at full life. Are they still selling it? Well, not officially. Sure, I'll be able to find it from somewhere, though. Who's Badman? Badman is Bad Girl's father. Bad Girl was the third ranked assassin, I think, in the first No More Heroes. New character for this game, though, otherwise. So. You know, after doing like 3 or 4 sections of this, I can see why the game reminds you, like, hey, maybe go give him the coffee and donuts. Definitely the first time, it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna forget. But after like 3 or 4, it's like, yeah, you know what, let's just make sure the player knows where they're going. Why won't you let me reach game over? We gotta give him a satisfying battle. Was it a standout speedrun? I don't know if it was a standout run, but I do know people were very into what the game was. Another cool run was Virtual Highlight, which I did watch, and Virtual Highlight was a fucking rad run. Highly recommend it. I see VSTPNV say Badman is also the MC of Diabolical Pitch, it seems. Is that also the case? I know we talked about Diabolical Pitch earlier with the McAllister connection. But is Badman also connected to Diabolical Pitch? Or are we mixing the two up here? Definitely don't want to get hit by that thing's red beams that it shoots. They like prevent you from using all your skills. Definitely one of the harshest attacks to get hit by in this game. It lasts a really long time too, that debuff. So. Oh yeah, no worries, VSTPNB. So yeah, indeed, Batman's not the main character of Diabolical Pitch. But that would be rad as fuck. It would fit too. I mentioned it earlier, but I do wish you could play baseball with Batman. I know it's a weird thing, but like, it'd be nice if there was a baseball minigame with Badman. Even if all it was like Travis pitching and him hitting, and you know, maybe you could play it with 2 players or something. I mean, that's still a pretty elaborate little minigame, but I think that'd be sick. Oh, his boss finisher prompt is a batter up thing, as opposed to Travis's wrestling. That's cool, though. Has there been any guest games in this so far? Not like the levels. The levels are all like this sort of action gameplay, with like whatever unique quirks they have, which have been pretty minor thus far, honestly. But there's a bunch of like guest T-shirts and stuff. I think that's like kind of all it's intended to be in that regard. But can Badman beat Christopher Robin? Like at baseball? No. We may be able to go somewhere new now. I wonder where that'll be. Because I think now I'm supposed to head towards that big door, but clearly there's some other area we could go to. Oh, whoa, really? So apparently for Badman's VN story, which is part of the second DLC pack, right? They got one of the main writers from Silver Case, Masahi Oka, to write it. That's dope. Hadn't heard of that. The second Silver Case writer. Okay, cool. By the second Silver Case writer, do you mean like 25th Ward writer, or do you mean like just the second guy? Like there was 2 guys. Does anyone happen to know which door that unlocked when I finished that room? Because I feel like I'm just kind of randomly looking for that door now. Maybe it's in the middle. Oh, right, sorry, Silver Case has 2 parallel storylines, you're right, and like you have to play them both to really like connect the dots. Yes, sorry. You're super right. One of the 3rd floor or the room on the 4th floor. Okay, one of those 2, okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, not the big door. The big door is for story, but rather there's like, by finishing that room, we unlocked a new door somewhere. The big door will certainly just shoot us into the boss fight, which is sick, and I want to do that, but... but... there should be another room on the 4th floor. Okay. Did I do this one? Oh, this is new too, though, actually. Oh, fuck, I missed them. Oh, well, shit. Was that it? Definitely use your skills on those things. Don't dawdle. Since your skills are projectiles anyway, it's like, may as well. Does that hit? Yeah, nice. Wow, the range on that. Priya says, kind of random, but this has been on my mind. I started playing the first Ace Attorney a while ago, loving it at first, but as I kept going, it got less and less enjoyable. By the end, it just became painful to play. Is this just me? So I can't, like, I mean, I think it varies by person, obviously, but I definitely know people's enjoyments of the Ace Attorney games vary wildly from case to case. Like, there are cases that are just absolute winners that everyone loves, but I know there are cases, like in Trials and Tribulations, not Carnival, the circus section kind of like sucked, and everyone kind of hates that one. So it's possible that the game's not for you, but it's also possible that you might just be in a bit of a dip quality-wise. They're not all winners. Honestly, they're really not all winners. I've heard some people say even the worst Ace Attorney cases aren't that bad, but some of the worst cases in Ace Attorney are pretty not great either. Like, they're written competently. You know, they are technically competent as written pieces, but they're not all interesting, so... Oh, yeah, so he says it may have been the cases, I don't know. All the interrogation stuff pre-case really started to feel like a chore in the last couple cases. Yeah, you know, so that's actually a sentiment I share. Coming off of a case in Ace Attorney, which are always like the peaks, and going back to like the investigation before you really like know what's up and before you hit the courtroom is always rough. I always find that a tough section, so yeah, I feel you there. Actually, when I was playing through them, I don't think I ever played through 2 cases in a row. And I'm not necessarily saying this is good advice, but inevitably I would always like finish a case and then I'd put the game down and I just like wouldn't come back to it for like a week. And I'd pick it up a week later and I'd be like ready to go. But 303 should open now? Okay. Thank you so much to Hit God, by the way, for helping me out here. This is saving a significant amount of time. Fish bugs are bonus givers that give you either money or lives. Yeah, I figured as much, yeah. So. I still haven't finished Trials and Tribulations, though. I'm on the last case. Oh, this leads to here. Okay. I thought I'd have to play through the whole level again to get back to this. Though I did miss something earlier in the level. Priya says, the series I really want to love, and was loving, and I've gone baback multiple times to try again, and it just hasn't worked for me. Oh well. That sucks. I feel you, though. It's... You know, Steins Gate is a big one for me, where, like, I can't do all the endings in Steins Gate. I just find it so tedious. I finished it once. I watched the show. I loved the show. Absolutely adored the show. But I just cannot... As much as I love the show, I just find it so tedious to do the other endings. And I don't think I ever will. Even if it's worth my time, I just don't find it fun. So, you know, I feel ya. Definitely know the feeling. Okay, let me pop one more save, and then let's head over to Ice Hose the boss. So I kind of feel like we've probably clocked in around an hour here as well. Oh, VSTPNV says, try mashing buttons during noise screens, like the loading screens? Okay. I remember No More Heroes has its loading screen, like the star that bounces, but yeah, you're right, I haven't tried hitting stuff here. Maybe I should. I hope No More Heroes 3 isn't really being held hostage by the sales of this game, because that means it's going to be a while for the next game. I don't think so. I don't think it is. Like, I mean, unless this game sold absolutely abysmally. Like, I'm talking like sub 10,000 sales. Like, unrealistically abysmally, I don't think the sales will have a negative effect necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's more important to see that the appeal is still there, and I think it's pretty well understood that this is a spin-off. And as long as people are still interested in Travis and No More Heroes, and that's still demonstrable, then I think they'll be fine. Especially now since Gung Ho owns Grasshopper. You know, I mean, they've owned them for a while, but the previous 2 No More Hero games were made by Marvelous, I believe, under Grasshopper. Shit, I had 2 levels stocked, damn. So I think we'll I think we'll see No More Heroes 3. I'd be shocked if we didn't, honestly. I think it's in a really good place to go right to No More Heroes 3. So they're waiting to announce Travis and Smash before No More Heroes 3. Oh yeah. Okay. Now that I know what I'm doing, let me do that right next time. Being exclusive to a platform is a dumb idea. Well, it varies. I definitely think there are games that have sold better by being exclusive. I do think there's something to be said about the level of excitement and the conversation that exclusive titles generate on like forums dedicated to certain platforms, like the Nintendo Switch subreddit or like the PlayStation subreddit or what have you. You know, I do think that exclusivity benefits smaller games with a certain level of appeal to a point. I think once your game becomes big or ubiquitous enough, then being multi-platform is the beneficial thing to do. But I think there's a certain I think there's a nebulous area in games in terms of size and appeal, where exclusivity isn't a bad thing, but actually something that'll probably benefit you. I do think it's really hard to dial in on specifically, and I definitely respect that my sentiment is not the most well thought out. I like that Suda's the dad thing. I think that's kind of like weird, charming, but charming. I like that Sentinel looking over the building, by the way. I hope there's a boss rush mode in this game, honestly. Because the bosses are fun, but they're over a little quick, I find. Poor healing. I got a little bit of heal, but I don't know if it was even worth it. Yeah, healing doesn't seem that useful in this boss fight. There might be other boss fights where like you actually have enough of an opening to get something off of heal, but definitely not this one. We'll tell me about that slow-mo too. Did he take damage from that one? Wasn't looking at his health though. Comes in ticks, yeah, that's for sure. Oh shit!
Just bring it.
It's kind of fun that you get to fight him on foot there at the end, even if it's like a total victory lap. Like, the bosses are all really enjoyable. Seriously, I find them really fun. They're just so brief. Yeah, it was a good Tiger Driver. You're right. Haven't the bosses always been the main draw of this franchise? I think so, yeah. Absolutely. I'm no Gundam pilot or whatever. Gundam. I don't know why that's funny. I do think the bosses are, yeah, a big part of the appeal. Even if they're not always, like, super interesting gameplay-wise, like, just the characters and the music and the scenarios and, you know, the writing for them, the voice work, you know. Strike Freedom chip, yeah. Nice. I actually really dig this, even though I'm not into Gundam at all, really. It's like a really fun naming convention. As someone who only like casually knows a bunch of Gundam names, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying being in on the joke just a little bit. This game should have ripped off Fury more. Yeah, I've seen people compare the two. I think there's a lot of good points of comparison between them, honestly. I don't know, I like the formula this game has. Because it's kind of a... is this going to auto-scroll? No, it's not, okay. It's kind of like is microcosm the right word? Kind of like a microcosm of what the No More Heroes formula is, which is you get this big level, fight a lot of enemies, and then you fight a unique boss. And I think it works really well in this like video game format where you get like a different unique level. They're all like pretty similar, but unique level. And then you get the unique boss. I think that works, and it's like it's very No More Heroes feeling. Fury's cool because it's really just like boss fight. And then some dialogue, and then some dialogue, and then some dialogue, and then boss fight again, and then dialogue. It's a very, very short game, but really satisfying, and you will fucking die a lot. I think having the levels is something I would like, rather than just boss after boss after boss for No More Heroes. But I do still think that these levels go in a little hard in terms of playtime. And yeah, you're right, I should check out the Electric Thunder Tiger intro. I haven't seen it yet, so. Yeah, they're definitely more like stage gimmicks than anything else in this. I was kind of lamenting between the last session and this session that they didn't feel more like their own games. And they all, again, just kind of feel like levels for Travis Strikes Again, which, I mean, ultimately is what they are. I know there's like a racing one at some point, 'cause I saw a few screenshots of it. And that one really looks like it's its own game entirely, and I'm very keen for that. But definitely these first three games, like, they kind of just feel like 3 different levels rather than 3 different games, which is fine. Like, I do understand that actually making 6 different games is a fucking lot to ask. So, you know, I'm cool with it. I'm down with it, but definitely more like levels than entirely different games. I got the Messenger too. Oh, I love the Messenger. Unfortunately, this shirt is really not the best for this game. Like, you can't see the full logo. Kind of makes me wish... I don't know what the process was for making these shirts, you know, or if Suda's team just, you know, grabbed some art or whatever. But it kind of makes me wish it was using a different piece of art rather than this Messenger logo. Actually, I do want to put the Fury one on, but I want to buy another one real quick. Because there was one design that did jump out at me. For a game called Pato Box, which we actually did play on this channel with Matt a little while back. Pato Box is a fucking fun game. Vitaport came out recently, by the way, and was also really good. Is the Pato Box one actually a full design? Oh, look at that! That's nice. That's like a full shirt design like that. Oh, I can't really see it other than... Okay. Yeah, that's good. I dig that. I'm gonna go with Fury. Oh, the Fury one fits really well here. Same with the Undertale one. And again, I'm just going to double down on being a bit bummed that the Messenger one is this. Yeah, the Golf one probably looks really good too, it's true. The Messenger's so fucking good too. I'm glad it's in at all. So, Vita is still getting games? Yep, it is. You bet your bottom it is. So she's still in Electric Thunder. You know, let's boot up Electric Thunder Tiger 2 now, actually, before we head into the game again. There are still indeed Vita games coming out. Definitely less and less. And definitely they're really starting to die down. But they are coming. So. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I should check out the Messenger shirt on Batman. Yeah. Probably still a little plain, but... Didn't Iconoclast get a Vita port recently? Yeah, it came out, I believe, the same day as the PS4 version. So... Yeah, I'm not going to go back for Gen right now. Might do that off stream or something, CDP, but... Yeah, so the intro just doesn't play the first time, or doesn't play at the beginning, like you have to wait for it. So you just wait. No kidding, I missed it. Gene is close to toilet too? Okay. Just twiddle those thumbs. The Vita seems to be going the way of the Dreamcast. Yeah, I definitely think so. Not that the Dreamcast is like hyper sought after anymore, but I definitely think the Vita is going to be in a similar place where like there are going to be people in the future who are just like, I want to play Soul Sacrifice, or I want to play Freedom Wars, or Killzone Mercenary, or whatever, and yeah, the only choice is get a Vita. Wow, this is really nice.
One man rises up once again.
Bummed that I missed this the first time. I assume this is also boss context too, so... Whoa, Kamikaze Doga did this intro? Shit. The Vita outlived the Wii U. It did.
It seems as though the machine has begun losing control underground once again.
Were the exclusives as good?
Cut off, and the city has plunged to 20 degrees below zero.
Vita TV still valid? Yeah, definitely. There's some games you can't play on it without hacking it, like Uncharted Golden Abyss. But yeah, still a good way to play a lot of games on it, or a lot of EU games. You can still play some good Soul Sacrifice and Freedom Wars and Killzone Mercenary on it. Man, don't sleep on Killzone Mercenary. Best Killzone game, easily, I think.
To become Electro Triple Star.
I like how that's just like hidden in his house. Yeah, I mean, I guess most superheroes would just have a normal house, but...
light and hope.
Fuck, that was cool how he, like, boosted down the road there. I really dig that. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't autoplay that either. I do respect the idea of, like... You can hit B to return the trailer, actually. I do respect the idea that they wanted to have it play like a, Oh shit, can I not quit? Yeah. Yeah, even hitting plus. Oh! Return to the trailer, as in... Travis's trailer, not the opening. Fuck me, I read trailer as like opening for some reason. Yes, I want to return to trailer. I am surprised they didn't autoplay it. I respect the idea of having it play like a demo mode in a classic title, but I don't know. Maybe autoplaying it would have been the right choice. I think some people are just gonna straight up miss that one. Honestly. Does that level have an intro? Which level do you mean, Duplex?
Don't forget, I came to kill your ass.
Man, that's like... I feel like that's like the first time he's spoken to me. Maybe I've missed some dialogue from him, but not like he's saying a whole lot anyway. I hope the bitrate is okay on you guys' end. I see there's some congestion on the network today. Like XSplit on my computer is like, yeah, you're streaming at 6500 kbps, and on Twitch it's like, we're getting 4900 kbps, and I'm like, oh no. Where's that 1600 disappearing at? Looks okay to you guys? Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, let's go. Seems very Travis. Count Dracula is not only both real and alive, but he's a death ball collector too. Off to Romania with your motorcycle. People just think I'm a tweaker. A horse with a chip on his shoulder came up to me. This is definitely a guy who knows where Dracula is. I love these anime animals. His name was Epona. I get it. I understood that reference. It's a little on the nose, that one. But they didn't find anything, so they went to a fortune teller. Okay. Yeah, I also played video game Cthulhu's. That is correct. Sundance. I don't know if this guy's from something. Can't say I recognize him right away. It looks like a very Castlevania. I mean, shocker, right? It's supposed to be Dracula's castle, but it looks very Castlevania. Well, with like the connected tower on the right and stuff. But I mean, what? You're not gonna like a fucking Castlevania aesthetic castle? Those are like the best aesthetic castles. Every other castle's a chump compared to Castlevania castles. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Mondo just killed Dracula! That happens in Killer is Dead. This dude is fucked up. I can't abide my target getting jacked like that. This dude is also determined. He comes flying at me. This could get crazy. Slices the count's head clean fucking off. Yeah, I see he's holding it in the shot, but... Pulls out the death ball. Throws it at me. This is what you're looking for, right? My name is Mondo Zappa. Sudaverse confirmed. Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of Suda's games already connected, but this is definitely adding a couple more explicitly. This is definitely some Luluco shit. I agree. Very Luluco. Oh, yeah, shit. The horse who got you there may have been the one that got Mondo there. Fuck, you're right. Thanks, Mondo. That was pretty hype, though. Next is Lollipop Chainsaw. Man, Lollipop Chainsaw is the one I'm really not sure about. Well, that one and Shadows of the Damned. Because those have some more people's fingers in the pie. I mean, maybe there'll be more subtle links, right? Maybe not have Juliet Starling literally on the screen saying, "I'm Juliet Starling," or whatever her name is, you know, maybe it'll just be a cheerleader with a chainsaw, which is good enough, frankly. So, are we going to see Garcian Smith? At this point, I kind of expect we'll see a Smith. I don't know if it'll be Garcian, but... Oh, the fortune teller earlier was from Flower, Sun, and Rain? Okay, cool. Did not know. Whoa, what's this? I just come in to see a cute anime furry? Yeah, that's the good shit. That's where we're at. Kimono life. What was the canceled Suda game? I don't know, like one that was like publicly announced and canceled? Honestly don't know. But he's probably worked on a lot of canceled games. So. Didn't Travis kill the shit out of Garcian in No More Heroes? I mean, it wasn't really Garcian, was it? Oh, Lily Bergamo's the one you're thinking. Oh yeah, well I mean it became Let It Die, so it was like, you know, if you read the interviews, like everyone's like, these were the same game. Like it just, you know, became this, so. I know a lot of people really liked the Lily Bergamo aesthetic. I actually kind of prefer what they ended up on for Let It Die. Like, I like Let It Die's colorful yet gritty aesthetic. I kind of like the just like, here's a bunch of adults beating each other up and taking their clothes. Versus like Lily Bergamo, where it was like anime girl who bondages up a monster and says something shibarimasu. So it's like, oh, okay, so there's gonna be a bunch of anime bondage, you know. So I kind of like the really grungy look that Let It Die ended up with. Yeah, I never finished the game because it's hard and you get to like arguable paywall stuff and, you know, whatever. But boy, is that a nice game, and boy, the soundtrack in Let It Die, wow. One of the best soundtracks in a video game ever. Ever. I will fucking fight forever on whatever mountain peak I need to about the fucking soundtrack in Let It Die. It's the absolute best, so. Moro says, Let It Die is the most it sucks but I like it game ever made. Arguably, yeah. And if you have a PS4... or PC, I think it's on Steam, right? You should try it. It's free to play. You should just go try it. And if you bounce off, that's fine. That's really fine. But you should try it. I do recommend that game. So. EC Reed says, I mean, I enjoy anime bondage as much as the next guy. Oh yeah, you know, for sure. But I mean, it seemed a little, like, not that Lily Bergamo didn't seem nice, based on the few aesthetic things we saw, but for me, it was just kind of like, well, okay, it's another anime girl, and she's gonna do anime girl things, but it's gonna be Suda, so it's gonna be really sexy. And I was just like, oh, okay. That being said, Lily Bergamo / Let It Die, I believe Suda was only the producer on that, I think. It wasn't his, like he didn't write the setting or the plot or whatever. I think, not 100% sure on that, but I don't think that was one of his, the games he directed, so. Not even sure he directed No More Heroes 2. He was also the producer on that, I think, right? I think? Not one hundo on that, so. So you've cleared the third game. Simply knowing the following information puts your lives further in danger, so I didn't want to tell you, but now I guess I have no choice. The military and the CIA were involved in the development of the DD-MK2. Juvenile and I first met in the DD Mark II lab barely 10 years ago at the time. We were both orphans and were scouted out by the development team after our hyperintelligence was noticed. VSTPNV in the chat says he wasn't actually involved in Let It Die at all. He left for Travis Strikes Again and the 2's Silver Case re-releases. Okay, cool. The DD Mark II was originally developed for a project to move people to Mars. In this project, the glove would collect personal data and then send that data to a machine on Mars. There, a device sort of like a 3D printer would create a clone of the person, thus populating the planet with human Martians. However, the CIA repurposed the technology for a different project in which they planned to create murder machines here on Earth. If drones could be used to haul the printers to enemy territory and print out soldiers there, then they could pull off everything from assassinations to full-on terrorism to their heart's content. The printers are terrifyingly accurate and can print up everything from humans to weapons. In order to stop this project from taking off, Juvenile planted bugs in the mother machine still in development, preventing it from working properly. Now you can probably imagine just what will happen if you manage to clear all of these games. That's right, the mother machine lying dormant underneath CIA HQ will reset, and the CIA will revive the Death Drive project. Please, I beg of you, stop and turn back now. God bless America. Okay. You know, that's cool. That's a neat premise. The idea of, like, being able to use a 3D printer to create troops or some form of military, like, behind enemy lines. That's real nifty. It's not really a premise that ever really occurred to me, but that's a really cool idea. The bit about, like, we're gonna print, you know, people on Mars, like, that's cool too, but the using it as a war machine, that's cooler to me, narratively. Because going to Mars, it's like, okay, there's a second colony on Mars or something, but, like, that's dope. That's a really, yeah, very cyberpunk. That's a good way to put it, Okamuki. You're super right. So I see we're coming up to Golden Dragon GP, by the way, which is one I was excited for, so yeah. I will not look at the magazine for it. Yeah, so the cheats all seem to be the same in each game, which is kind of boring, actually. Just max out your life and then get a pickled Bugaro to appear. I'm a little bummed to see that the cheat codes in every level are the same, and it kind of, like, builds on that thought I had earlier of, like, it's a shame that so far all the games just feel the same. So make your way to the place in the photo. Immediately try playing the Death Drive's console's DAT tape backwards. This will let you hear a special version of Sylvia's answering machine message. It's cute. Unfortunately, that's not actually something we can do, but... Oh, shit, yeah. So this one I am expecting to be quite different based on the screenshots I saw. It's interesting that the ranking at the top, like your letter ranking, is only reflective of the boss fight and not the level itself. Oh, sorry, one thing before I jump in. How long was that third level? So first one clocked in at 59 minutes. I went back and I played an additional, wow, only 14 minutes. Second one was an hour 5. Third one I'm feeling also like it was like an hour. Whoa, hour 32. And I absolutely meandered a little bit. Like maybe I lost like 10 minutes meandering, but like, fuck, that's actually longer. I think I was on a big tangent talking about something else when we finished up that level. But I definitely know a thought I had late in the level was this level seems like it's also too long. I feel like you could have kind of done away with like an entire sequence of getting coffee and donuts. Because I think by the end of it we went through like 4 desert areas and 4 forest areas. And it was, I don't know, again, I think it just kind of overstayed its welcome a little bit. Less enemies killed than Electric Thunder Tiger 2, which of course, you know, Thunder Tiger 2's got a wild amount of enemies, but still. Yeah, there's Unreal logos in the game that are like collectibles, yeah. And you get like Unreal shirts, so. But Liam, the dollar to playtime ratio, I know, right? Next one is shorter. You know, I figured it had to be based on what I think the next game is, so. Yeah, and I did miss some skill chips. Gonna have to go back. I like the like goofy poses they make on the way in. I almost wish they had a few more, but unless I haven't been paying attention, and they do have a couple. Ah, fuck. The aesthetic of this one is really, really nice. I'm glad the intro is like building up the aesthetic. I really like, by the way, how the intros are like preserved at a 4x3. I think it's an interesting choice to have the sidebars be filled with like just a zoomed in blurred version of it, but I think it works. It almost makes it feel like an HD remaster of those games, you know? As if they weren't having enough fun with shaders in UE4 already. Look at this fucking level. Yeah, I think Wooly would like this, for sure. I think most people would, but yeah, I think he'd appreciate it. Is this a one-lane racing game? That's my understanding of it, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay. Because I also saw a screenshot of like Travis in this room with the ramen down there, and I think I'm not gonna say what I saw in those other screenshots that went with it, but okay, this is fun. Although I think this is how they're gonna squeeze in some combat possibly into this area. Smoking King, is that his name? Rising XIV says, just binged Code Lyoko a while ago. I'm so sorry. The latest VR, yeah, so Travis gets a VR machine in this that he can use. Whoa, this song. This like... Man, that's like a very like mid-80s kind of film aesthetic thing. A dude who lives in like a tiny apartment and who's like aspiring to great things. That sounds like the sort of song that would be incorporated in a story like that. Got yourself some new pre-stream music? Yeah. Hey, you know what? I changed like most of the stream music last year for the 2nd anniversary of the stream. And the 3rd anniversary actually just passed. I'm just waiting on the art coming in, and then I'm gonna change all the playlists again. So, yeah, you bet your ass I'm gonna go through the soundtrack for this game to find one. Nice. Okay, so we got a couple cups. Start with the visitor cup, I guess. Is Travis quoting Liam here? I know. I love VR. Thank you, I appreciate the congratulations. Use the button to accelerate. No steering. Just make it to the goal first. Yeah, so one lane. Let's go.
Guess what?
Tell you how to shift gears. Same as driving stick. Move the stick up and down while holding the clutch button. Wait until Mr. P is blue to shift gears. Oh, okay.
Listen,
So it's all about shifting, right? And then you got nitro, which you can use once. Okay.
you know. This is your job. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, look at the shift box. You see that? The shift box, you actually have to like manually move around in it. That's so cool. So I'm at my top gear now. Okay. Whoa, that's so nice. God, what a fucking nice shot there. Yeah, Mr. P, I think, is the beam katana charge guide for No More Heroes 2. Hit A right at the start for a boost. Oh, cool. I'll keep that in mind. Try to keep it in the blue. Oh, okay. So instead of just holding. The Death Drive VR unit. Okay. Tech 3001. It looks a little like it.
G25. 3, 2, 1.
Wow, I got stomped there. Okay. So this is all about getting your shifts, like, exactly right. And if you miss your shifts, you're gonna get crushed. Okay. Ooh, you gotta load out. That's nasty. Try powering up your gearbox. The wiki says it's on the 8th floor of Dragon Tower. Oh! Okay, so I have those, so combat sections, okay. So maybe that was not a fair race then at all. Okay, so now we get to the... Now we get to the traditional part of this game. Yeah, it definitely feels like a very forced loss there, which is fine. Now that I realize it's a forced loss, like that's cool. I know some people don't like that in games where they like... they're forced to take a loss, but I always think it's neat. I mean, I think there's ways to make it less annoying than others, but, you know. Oh, and the game actually only loads you out on losses in that bit? Okay, that's cool. So in the future I won't have to fuss about that. Now, unfortunately, I do kind of feel like a little worried that this level might become padded out as well. Oh, you know what? That's dope. I just realized, like, on the back-facing sides of these surfaces, they just have them, like, occlude entirely. So the background just goes right over them. That's actually really neat. That's like, I mean, usually stuff defaults to that, so they wouldn't have had to do anything in UE4. I think that's the standard, that back-facing textures just don't render. But, like, aesthetically, they really make it work here, too. Most games, I think, that have isometric views, they try to make a back-facing surface so that you don't have this happen. But this really works. It's cool. I'm big into that. Yeah, I also kind of feel like there's several routes in this area. Oh fuck, he beat out my super. I got my super one of my skills. I think it's the first time it's happened this stream, but in the last stream we had it happen a few times. If an enemy hits you, like while you're starting up your special, it actually like just eats your meter, and you get nothing. Yeah, so actually I know you don't have to shake the controller to charge your beam katana, but I actually prefer shaking the controller. I find it more intuitive, honestly. I don't really like the right stick waggle to charge. And like I'm doing it the bad way, where like I'm taking my left hand off the controller to shake, so I can shake extra quick. But you're totally right that you don't have to take your hands off the controller at all. I could just shake it like that. Oh no, I don't like that. To me it feels very No More Heroes-y to shake the controller. I don't know, I like it. Oh yeah, you can just flick the stick? Oh yeah, something else. Boy, this hallway sure goes on. Are we done? Holy shit. Like, it's all the little padded sections like this that just contribute to making shit like that last level an hour and a half long. Actually, well here's the enemy spawner. If I had been a clever boy, I would have maybe just tried to run ahead, and if I'd have killed the enemy spawner right away, then I would not spend such a long time on this area. Get off this. A little more? No, okay, we're good. That's it, we're done. Yeah, the super definitely does recharge fast, so just spend if you got it. It's really not worth hanging on to your super in this game. I think at the very beginning in the first level, I was kind of hanging on to it and trying to wait for a good moment, but just spend. Spend, spend, spend. So, is this actually going to change anything mechanically? I kind of expect it's going to play exactly the same, just now my number's going to be higher or something. So, like, no difference, really. Take care, Pariah. Hope you can catch some Z's.
3, 1.
Oh fuck, wrong button. Jesus. Oh, I fucked up already. I think I'm already cooked for this one. I accidentally hit nitro instead of shift up. Yeah, I'm in second place. Can I just... Yeah, I'll just restart real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna use sub-only mode for the night before Kingdom Hearts stream as well. Dodging Dust. Unfortunately, it just seems like a necessity. I'd rather not do sub-only mode, but it just seems like a necessity that close to Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh look, so the gearbox actually changes. Oh wait, I was already onto it at the beginning there, okay. The gearbox actually changes per race. That's interesting. For the shift box, rather. That should be good for this one. It's so stylish. The explosion in the background is really tasteful. The shift box gets easier the more you lose. Oh, really? That's interesting. Oh. So I imagine I'm gonna have to go fight again if I have access to a new area. I do. Well, let's just do it, I guess. Thanks, Blazy Maniac. I'm glad I could help shove you off in a direction you like. Learning another language is fun, so glad you're digging that. So are you just stuck at whatever speed you're at once you reach max gear? I think so. That's my understanding. Yeah, I should definitely not go for 2 hits off of that special attack. 2 hits is just unsafe. I'm gonna keep going right. I'm just gonna go right every time, so that when I replay this to get other stuff, I'll be able to go left. I'll remember what the alternate paths were that I actually didn't take. I love that like blows up their shields real hard. They're not super hard to deal with, but shields just kind of waste your time. What did you think of Killer is Dead? It's good. It could be better. It's good. If it was just a little tighter and if it just ran a little smoother, if I remember right, then I think it would have been like a really, really top shelf game, but I think it's held back a bit. Strike Freedom. Oh yeah, right. I never put on Strike Freedom. So I got Strike Freedom, Shelf, and MBMB, which I'll check out after. So let's equip a few then, I guess. Strike Freedom, Heavy Chip with Slowdown. Let's get rid of Heavy Chip for now, and let's put on Self, which sucks enemies in. That'd be interesting. Yeah, the PC version, I imagine, fixes at least the performance stuff, but I still really wasn't into the stuff with like the bar minigame, where you like pick up girls and stuff between levels. I remember even reading that like Suda didn't want to have that in, the publisher wanted them to add it in, and boy, it feels like it. It just feels so nothing. Like, the sequences kind of suck. Yeah, so you get to do an orbital strike. Wow, that does a lot of damage. 540 damage? That's awesome. That's actually a really cool one. It's cool actually how you could actually like route this out a lot easier to get everything. I kind of assumed that every route would lead you to the end and you'd finish the level. But it seems like, yeah, when you hit a collectible, or a skill chip or whatever, you actually get to turn around. Oh, in fact, look at that. It even knew that I guess I'd finished everything in that side, so it just blocked me off. Hey, that's really strong. I like that. Thoughtful. Man, that really shows that they were, whoever was doing the level design for this place was like, yeah, it's not fun. Well, someone working on the game was like, yeah, it's not fun to run back through this area. Let's just eliminate that entirely. Oh. But if you use the vacuum in conjunction with that, then that would be okay. So of course they can knock you out of the orbital strike. So I'll keep that next time. Yeah, I don't think I'll stick with the orbital strike for too long, but definitely want to try to get some good hits in there. Yeah, it's really easy to forget about the dating sequences in Killer is Dead. I agree, Proxo. They're very forgettable. Otherwise, though, it's like a ruthlessly stylish game. The aesthetic and the music is so good. Oh, I missed the one. Should have run out of projectile, like I said. Okay, now I can... Oh no! Okay, cool, it did come out, but it takes longer than the chip that holds them in lasts. Seems really hard to use, actually. Like, actually landing effective blows with it. Okay, I did my stun. Oh, fuck. And I was pressing buttons there. I don't think you can actually launch it early. Like I was trying to hit buttons to launch it early, but even the stun didn't last long enough to get it out. Probably more useful in co-op, but even then, it might just be too slow to really be useful. I think I'll actually just tag it out early because I'm taking hits off of it. And I did have the NBMB Travis only skill. Nuts, berry, milk, black mange. Black mange? Temporarily causes normal attacks to release a shockwave. Okay, cool. Well, I hope he's gonna yell out the name of the dessert. Oh yeah, maybe it would be fine with the wall ability. That's certainly true. Maybe. Wonder if those coins are spelling something out. Yeah, slow is probably better than the suck. That's certainly true too. The slow lasts a lot longer than the suck. Well, he said it. Wasn't very loud though, so now that fires projectiles, his light attack, for a little while. doesn't seem that strong, honestly. Unfortunately, you have to commit to using light attacks constantly. Recharge is quick. You also have to be facing enemies for it to really hit. So... It really doesn't last a long time. It doesn't seem like explicitly bad or anything, just maybe better off using other things. Maybe if the damage is a little higher? I don't know, maybe that would be busted. This might be useful. Oh shit. I was gonna say this might be useful against this guy. But he can close gaps real quick too. Yeah, you kind of have to have him off screen because of the 4x3. So, I think this one's coming off pretty much immediately, actually. Yeah, it only works with lights, that's the thing. It causes normal attacks to release a shockwave. Or, well, I read that as only works with lights. Maybe that's not the case. Oh wait, I can level up. I don't need to equip my healing chip right now. Ah, but fuck it, I should just keep it on anyway. It's good to not have to worry about it. Yeah, I'll try with heart attacks and we'll see, but I think normal attacks probably needs the lights. More of a terminology difference than anything. Oh no, yeah, it does shoot a projectile on the hard ones as well, but it's the same power projectile. I guess it's still a buff to your normal attacks. Oh, but it's already over. Wow, that ran out real quick. Like, I guess it's not bad for, like, closing gaps. Maybe. I think the damage can't really be much higher than it currently is, or else you would just devastate everything, but... I don't think it's ideal. It's weird that No More Heroes is never put in a tech roll to keep the combat smoother. Yeah, I think in 2 at least, Travis can Ukemi by waggling the controller right as he hits the ground. But yeah, no tech roll from there, I think. Weird thing, but I'm actually going to put the turn A chip just on the left button because I'm more used to the buff chips being there, even if that's going to reset its thing, like I'm playing a minigame anyway, so whatever. I think I'll put on the bomb again for now. Can you swap between Badman and Travis? Yes, you can actually. pretty much at any moment, I think. Like, I think I could now, in theory. I'm not gonna, but I think I could. Oh, excuse me. Okay, yeah, maybe not during the games, but on the way into the game, it's okay to release the song. Same moveset as far as I know, but Badman drinks instead of charging his sword, which I think is different in that it's like he just does that once and then he's powered up for a little bit as opposed to waggling, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I think same moveset, just he's stronger and stuff, so.
G1 semifinal. 3, 2, 1.
And yeah, going back to Badman now would be a little rough, but would be a little rough considering I've spent all my XP on Travis. Shit, I'm not gonna catch up in time. Oh, their specials are a bit different too? Okay. I know there's some character-specific ones, but other than that, I'm not sure. Yeah, I gotta say, the Golden GP races themselves, they're like kind of fun, but overall, the Golden GP game, it's kind of just another action level. I mean, there's a nice mini-game tacked on, but, you know. The Gearship, like, mini-game concept is really smart, though. I really like how that works. Reminds me of like unlocking mini games and like lockpick mini games and stuff. Definitely fits in as one of those like fun little ones with a good gimmick. All right, another floor. This one at least looks a little different, I guess. Not anymore. Lighting's a little different, but otherwise not much. Like, yeah, this seems like a good situation to have that power up on. Like, I guess against big enemies, it's not really so useful. But when you're fighting, like, smaller enemies or little groups of them like this, having that buff on, which is pretty much doubles your damage output, does sound pretty nice. Whoa, that chained all the way around. Shit. Should have used that earlier. That's crazy. Where did I come in, by the way? Did I come from that door? There's another door down there, so I guess you can come in from either one. So Badman's super is a circle rather than Travis's line? Okay. Oh, fuck. This is my bomb super. He knocked me out of it. Big blow. So let's see if I can actually get this blowing off. Maybe I should just wait till I finish the big blow off. Fuck, that comes out fast. Oh shit. Oh phew, I got it. Okay. Oh yeah, he's worth a shitload of money. See on the bottom of the screen there. The silver ones are worth a life, the gold ones are worth 1,500 LB dollars. So stuff that's pretty innocuous if you miss it. I think I have a fair amount of lives now too, right? Yeah, I have 11 lives. Potentially go back this way. I imagine this will just lead me to another, yeah, okay. I don't think you actually have to go back to collect anything. Like, I think in theory you can just play through it and go forward a couple times. Granted, you have to play through it a couple times then, but hard to dodge that third hit once you've been holding the combo. Bad. Okay, that's for Badman as well. Shoots a reflective ball. Attack power increases with each reflection. Balls can also be reflected back by attacks. Oh, cool. So it bounces off of enemies, I guess? Reflective? Maybe it bounces off of walls too? And you can hit it back with attacks as well? Get your Ganondorf style going? From what I'm gathering, Badman is Travis Echo Fighter. Yeah. It's a funny way to put it, but yeah. 64 is the only level where you'll need to go backwards to collect stuff, in my experience. Okay. Not sure if this is actually going to be the end. I figure there's going to be another fight stage leading up to Smoking King. I feel like we haven't hit our requisite 1 hour of playtime per level.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, this is gonna come in close. Oh. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, the shift box got real big in this level. Who needs a gab? It's a fun mini game though, so. No, I actually do like the racing section. I mean, the boss fights are the best bits, but... There's like a little sound effect there. Oh yeah, you get 100 LB dollars just from succeeding at that. Huh. Yeah, okay, now I got another fight level. So we didn't even have to win that race, just do good enough, which I guess is the win state anyway, so... We won in a you didn't win kind of way. We succeeded. Okay, time for another one of these, I guess. Once we finish up this stage, I think I'm gonna close up for today. Oh, nice! Right at the top. And there's like a bathhouse up here. Oh, this is a really nice, like, environment. I dig that. They do these, like, Assassin's Creed style talking scenes. I'm not sure if I really like them. Like, they're alright, I guess, but... Like, the environments are pretty nice for all the boss encounters anyway, so I'd almost rather they were, like, you know, shots panning around the characters in the environment. Oh, really nice area. Got me. That's the first hit. Okay, don't use your super when he's doing that. Yeah, the bomb is really good against him. Oh fuck, he beat out one of my specials. I lost my meter. Oh well. So yeah, they give you enough time to fall out of that, which is good. Oh fuck, the attack still comes out even if you hit him with a stun. I don't like that. And the mine missed. I gotta lure him to the mine. Oh no. He's inside my mind now. I guess he took damage from those too? Oh fuck, he can block that, okay. I keep not jumping. Yeah, we got a dodge. We got one single dodge.
Rest in peace.
I like the slow pickup on him. Is that a Tiger Driver?
You win.
Was that one actually the Tiger Driver? Definitely not an S rank on that one. That was the longest boss fight so far. That was a back suplex? Okay. Thank you for your knowledge. But you're a true tough guy. Goodbye, tough guy. I like that. Physalis. I guess that's a Gundam name. That's one I'm not familiar with, but I guess. You think the next level's pretty hype, VSTPNV? Well, we will find out next time. From Stardust Memory. Okay. I will surely Google its name afterwards and take one look at it and be like, yep, that's a Physalis one. What's the Windmill Gundam called? What's that one? I too am a huge fan of the racing games imported from Japan. I like that line. Oh yeah, I want to see the new shirt I got. I guess it's an Unreal Engine shirt, so nothing too fancy, but... Yep, Unreal Black. That is an Unreal Engine logo on a black shirt. Pato Box one's got a cute little pattern. Yeah, you can certainly read the messenger on this one. Still kind of wish they went for something else, but it's better. It's a step up. Not to be confused with Unreal Black. We've got Unreal Engine Black and Unreal Black. Very different shirts. Windmill Gundam's name is GF13066NO Nether Gundam, actually. Quite the name. It's too much of a mouthful for me. Stick to simple stuff. How many shirts are there? 1, 2, so 6 per row. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 40, 36 that cost money. At 8,000 a pop. Yeah, okay. It's 240,000 plus. It's a lot. It's like 300,000 LB dollars you need, all said. I've gotten, yeah, 100K, plus I bought 2 or 3 of those shirts already, so. Fuck, yeah, quite a bit of play. Oh, yeah, and there's a bunch of 2,000 cost ones down here. So it seems like you need quite a bit of cash to get everything. Although you do get a fair amount just by finishing the story, it seems. And you still need to get the token things as well. Azteca tokens, or Azteca whatever's they were. Yeah, it seems like you probably have a little bit of grinding to do if you wanted to truly get everything in the game. I think I'm gonna wrap up there for today, because my girlfriend should be getting back from work soon. I think we're planning on going into a cafe nearby, and we're just gonna work on junk. I have a hard time working from home, like on projects and shit. Like, it's easy for me to sit down and stream at home because it's like a comfortable location for me. But like, working from home, which is, you know, what I do, I have a hard time like sitting down to write things or just type things up. Sitting here where I could be playing games or doing fun stuff or anything. It's challenging. In school it was always like just go to the library or whatever, but now it's like, nah, pay for that cafe. We don't actually have like a nearby library, unfortunately, but I love my nearby cafe, so it works. It's actually not really a cafe, it's a tea house, so I like it even better because it's quieter and there's a lot of nice tea, so I'm a big tea boy, so. Let me crack open that calendar for you guys. I think I'm on tomorrow at 5. Yes, that's correct. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. I don't know if you guys saw me on the camera just there, going over to lean and just not finding anything. My mic, of course, 90% of the time my mic's been set up here. I moved it recently. I'd sometimes lean on the mic stand. With the mic being gone, I just kind of leaned over onto nothing and realized that like the wall was still a fair distance away. It was just super awkward and you probably all saw it. Oh, let me hit Streamlabs. Anyway, I'm streaming Travis tomorrow at 5 p.m. and then Thursday at noon. I think we'll be able to finish it over these next 2 streams. And then it's right into Global Game Jam and then Kingdom Hearts for the rest of my life forever on the next week, so. Phantom Lean. Yeah. Liam has not joined the Mime Corps. Nope. I can commit right here on stream to telling you I will not become a mime at any point in my life, so you'll never be scared of me. Not for those reasons. Shoutouts today to Geography, Proxo, and Killer572 for their subscriptions. Shoutouts also to Into the Fanfiction for his or her donation. They simply say, "You do you, Liam. I will indeed do me." Thanks very much. I appreciate it. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Again, 5 p.m. tomorrow. I'll be around. So see some of you guys later. Take care of yourselves. Have a good evening. Sleep tight. Bye-bye.